welcome back to another With the Director. This is the fifth, fuck numbers. We're talking about the fourth episode of the Mindless Show for the rest of it, that being the Australian sports, or just sports, exclamation mark. That's the episode, I remember. So this continues right off the bat after the Cult Films episode where we're like, hey, I've got a cunning plan, we got a football, there's an oval like a few blocks away, let's go play football. I am not a very athletic person, haven't been since I was in my early teens. I'm almost approaching 20 actually, Jesus Christ. That would be in October. And so it was pretty much a fun idea because I had, of course, Pierre with me, who played Kazuma. He had his Arsenal, was it?
Yeah.
Arsenal jersey on, Guernsey?
Training top.
Training top. And so we had Noah as well as that guy join us in his Richmond gear because, of course, he's a big Richmond supporter. I was when I followed football, if you watched the episode. And yeah, we just pretty much, the idea was simply, it's pretty much like, hey, look, we're kind of like Aussie football commentators, but not really. It's just like the kind of documentaries you see on football, which I don't watch many, but I've seen a lot of trailers for them. God damn, there are a lot. And it's just simply a bunch of guys who watch football. It could be girls as well, but pretty much in this case, a bunch of guys who watch football for God knows how long. And let's just talk about all these highlights because all these footballers are better than us, really. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe just appreciating the talent, I'll put it that way. And that's pretty much all it was. We were on the oval, we played football for maybe a bit, just enough to get some footage of it. Went up into the grandstand and sat there, and it wasn't fun to sit between the two people, but that pretty much was like what it feels like when I'm at a football game, or even when I'm at home and they're watching football. It's just like, I just feel in the middle of something that I don't want to be in the middle of. I used to go to football games and play my Game Boy. I didn't care. I liked it. I liked being there. I'm like, yay, cook the goal. Who cares? Play Game Boy, Pokemon. See, even back then I didn't give a shit, but I really did at the same time. It's weird. Yeah, that was just fun because, of course, I had the appreciation for Richmond and then winning the premiership the previous year, and of course, Pierre with his talk on soccer, and then we're expanding to other sports, and then high school, of course. Yeah, I won't get into that. So yeah, it was more of a mix of just our experience with real world sport and then our own world of sport being like, of course, high school and how we've interacted with it and whatever. And that was pretty much the episode. Yes, it did end with this nod to me picking up the mask and of the villain and being like, how did this get here? It totally wasn't here before. And that was meant to be a signifier of this guy is meant to be, is following us more than I realise. Originally that was meant to go into a setup into a different episode, but that did not happen, that extra episode that we were going to film, which was probably the biggest episode we would have filmed, big narrative and everything, but that never happened.
What was this?
It was meant to be a mystery episode, like a cop show, and it would have been real fucking different. But I wasn't able to film it at all because by that stage I was very close to moving houses and I just didn't have the time to, which disappointed me. I mean, I could still make it into like a short film or an episode of like a show or something, I don't know. Yeah, so I think in this episode we'll talk about the pigeons one as well, the birds episode, just because we're here. The birds episode, I have to cut that footage out.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, good. Sorry.
So I'll also mention the birds episode, the pigeons or birds and why they fly, which is a joke title I came up with after we just shot like 10 straight minutes of pigeons on the bloody oval that were at whilst doing the footy episode. And of course we cut that between with Noah or that guy in the mask. That was meant to be us mocking this villain dude, even though I still had I as a character still had no idea what the hell this even meant, really. But it was him like being like, oh, I'm sneaky, I'm whatever, and cut to the music, and you cut with the music, I should say. No, cut to the beat of the music, I should say. That's a bit of phrasing. And of course that really incredible zoom in on Noah just popping up his head underneath the stairs. And of course, lastly, with him running through the oval with all the birds running away, flying away in slow motion. That was quite fun to film. It's just some silly stuff because we were there. I'm like, hey, fuck it, you know. I didn't really know what to do with the footage, and so I ended up deciding to actually do a spoof of a documentary. I'd watched a lot of David Attenborough documentaries and pretty much just tried to replicate that. And I was like, oh, let's just look at Wikipedia, the one source you don't go to for this kind of stuff, and just script it based off of that, which was, again, part of the joke of like, oh, Wikipedia says this, you know, and just do it in this kind of David Attenborough-like voice, with not a great recording in terms of audio because you still have traffic out the back and all kinds of stuff. So it definitely turned out quite good. I quite enjoyed doing the episode just because it was just weirdly thrown together and it didn't feel very Mindless Show, but it was like, this is like the most mindless I think we'll ever get in this episode because it's in this season because it's just fucking out there and so stupid, and it was just fun to do it for that reason. Yeah, so this has been another episode with the director for 2 episodes of Mindless Show. Thanks for watching. See you next time.